Hi, my name is Emily Marshall, and I am the Vice President of Reporting at the Eta Omicron chapter. This is our best practices presentation. Something that is always said when talking about investing in one's future is to get involved. Members of Beta Alpha Psi are already doing that by simply being members, but our officer team takes it a step beyond that. The Eta Omicron chapter has a unique setup for our officer team. Directly under the president, we have several vice presidents, each in charge of a different facet of BAP life. This is what facilitates a very team-centered governing body for our chapter. What is important about this is that each of our officers experienced something new this year. We had to throw out everything done before us and start from scratch. All precedent for events was scrapped, and as a team, we had to form all new events with an accessible format. The first step was our meetings. Now transitioned to virtual, communication was the most important and the hardest to come by. We began meetings at least monthly for our officers in a hybrid or completely virtual setting. The flexibility, teamwork, and innovation demonstrated in these meetings changed our officers for the better. Here are some of the things that we changed and came up with to invest in each of our members' safety, particularly in giving them the same interpersonal soft skills that we gained in a world where most of the communication is from behind a screen.
Thank you, Emily. My name is Andy Chang, and I'm the Vice President of Technology and Innovations at Eta Omicron. So one of the highlights that we had in the fall was the virtual Meet the Firm event. And that was a completely different networking experience that we had before, because instead of setting up a room for different employers to be all in that room, we were able to invite our employees or employers to meet with our students during an introductory kind of event or a one-on-one kind of setting on our handshake webinar. We're able to provide our students the best opportunities to stay connected with the world out there. Events like this not only can help our upperclassmen on finding jobs, internship, and stuff like that, but they can also provide a platform for our lowerclassmen for networking. In a regular setting, students will be able to go to different booths to learn about different things about the firms and check with different recruiters. But the virtual option still allows us, our members and our students, to do so by signing up to different individual events. Students can have the opportunity to go through many different firms and stay connected with employers at the same times. One of the advantages of the virtual events like this is that there's no limit on how many representatives can come to our events. That gives up the opening for many different opportunities for our representatives to meet different people and to give our students an opportunity to connect with even more staff from the firm, from human resources team to audit team, or from our entrance levels staff to partner. Even though the pandemic was kind of rough to our members and students, networking experience still continue. With the virtual events, one-on-one option gave us the opportunity to interact with one recruiters at the time.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I'm Eta Omicron's Vice President of Communications. And I wanted to talk about an aspect of our chapter that easily adapted to the pandemic, which was our social events. We typically host 3 or 4 events each semester to give our members an opportunity to connect with one another while getting a little brain break during the week. Due to COVID-19, we transitioned our social events to a hybrid or virtual format. For our hybrid events, we created a social event where you can participate from the auditorium or from the safety of your own home. During the fall, we co-sponsored a hybrid event with KYCPA, the Kentucky Society of CPAs. We played trivia using Kahoot, a game-based learning platform that allows participation from an online and in-person participants. You can see in the pictures how the auditorium was set up. It was such a success. And we've played Pictionary together and competed in a scavenger hunt completely over Zoom. These events have taught us how to use Zoom as a form of communication and as a sense of connection. It's important to remain connected with one another, not only in a work or class-based setting, but in a community atmosphere. Personally, these events are where I first formed relationships with other Beta Alpha Psi members. The lively, exciting environment of a social event creates a comfortable and safe place for people to be themselves. Growing comfortable in yourself in social situations is key to being successful after our undergraduate membership. You will interact with other people you may not even know, and you have to be confident and able to interact with them. Eta Omicron social events provide our members a safe space to connect with one another and develop essential lifelong skills.
Hi, I'm Elma, and I'm the Vice President of Community Service. In the midst of the pandemic, we've had to adjust just about everything we do in our day-to-day lives. Providing community service is no different. Our chapter has worked to continue to provide service while also staying safe and following the CDC recommended guidelines. While in the past we have done service events more as a group, this last year we've had to adapt to the virtual or more social distant way of providing service. A few of the service projects we have worked on include collecting non-perishable food items for those in need in our community, sending virtual cards to kids at St. Jude, and painting positivity rocks and leaving them around our campus. We also have a 5K run/walk sponsored by our chapter later on in March to benefit the Family Enrichment Center in our community. The food drive has been going on and it benefits WKU's Office of Sustainability. A lot of our members have contributed to the food drive last semester and are continuing to do so this semester as well. We also sent 169 virtual cards to kids at St. Jude who are battling cancer and other life-threatening illnesses, and we also sent 63 cards to the Boys and Girls Club. It's a fun way to help put a smile on a kid's face that is suffering more than we know. It's important to help those in need, but it's also important to spread positivity, especially now with the pandemic. Beta Alpha Psi's goal has always been to help those in our community. With the time that we're in with the pandemic, we've had to learn to be a little bit more flexible to achieve that goal. That flexibility is something that's going to help us as we move forward in our lives. And now I'll throw it back to Emily.
This year, our members have learned a lot about how to be professional from behind a screen, something that's going to become very important in the coming years. We just wanted to thank you so much for taking the time to learn a little bit about our chapter and what we think makes our chapter special in this time. Thank you again, and we hope to hear from you soon.